There's a quiet intensity to the INFJ personality. At first glance, they seem calm, kind and thoughtful. They're loyal friends, loving partners, and great listeners. But what many people don't see is what happens when you betray them. The reaction is not loud or dramatic, but it is deep, final, and unforgettable. INFJs are known as the advocates or the counselors in the Myers-Briggs system. They're rare, making up about 1 to 2% of the population. These people are emotionally intelligent, highly intuitive, and guided by strong personal values. Because of this, when they open up to someone, it means everything. Trust is not something they give easily, so when it's broken, it cuts hard. Betrayal isn't just a simple mistake to an INFJ. It's a collapse of the bond they work to build. It shakes their view of the relationship, and sometimes their view of the world. This is why betraying an INFJ is one of the fastest ways to lose them, not just for a while, but possibly for life. In this video, we're breaking down 6 clear reasons why you should never betray an INFJ. These aren't just personality quirks. They're deep emotional truths that shape how INFJs react when hurt. You'll learn how betrayal changes them, how they protect themselves, and why some INFJs never return once that line is crossed. If you've ever known an INFJ, this may help you understand them better. If you are one, you might finally feel seen. Either way, it's important to know, when you betray an INFJ, it's not just the trust you break, it's something much bigger. Reason 1. Deep emotional scars. When someone betrays an INFJ, the damage goes far beyond the surface. These individuals feel deeply, and their emotional world runs very rich and complex. So when someone they care about turns on them, whether it's lying, cheating, abandoning, or using them, the pain isn't light. It becomes a scar that lasts for years. Sometimes forever. Most INFJs spend a long time building emotional bonds. They don't connect easily, and they don't let just anyone in. If they've trusted you enough to open up, it means they believed in you. They believed your words, your actions, your intentions. So when betrayal happens, it isn't just an action. It feels like a collapse of something sacred. This emotional collapse can affect every part of their life. It causes stress, anxiety, and even depression. INFJs may start questioning themselves. Did I miss the signs? Was it my fault? How could I be so wrong about someone? These thoughts don't go away overnight. They replay those moments again and again, trying to understand how the bond broke. Even if the betrayal seems small to someone else, to the INFJ it feels huge. Their emotions aren't easily turned off, and they don't know how to just move on. What may seem like a minor mistake to another person can leave deep marks on an INFJ's heart. This isn't about being overly sensitive, it's about feeling things deeply. That's their natural way of existing. They don't just see actions, they feel intentions. They read people well, and when they realize they were wrong about someone, it hits them on every level: emotional, mental, even spiritual. These emotional scars can also show up in future relationships. INFJs may become more guarded, more quiet, or even cold. They might avoid getting close to new people out of fear that it will happen again. They may not say much about what happened, but inside, they're carrying the weight of that betrayal. Sometimes they write about it. Sometimes they turn the pain into creativity. But no matter how they deal with it, one thing is clear: they never forget. The person who betrayed them might move on, but the INFJ remembers. Not out of hate, but because the pain was real. So if you're close to an INFJ, understand that betrayal doesn't just cause a reaction, it causes a transformation. It changes how they see you, how they see others, and how they see the world. And once that pain is set in place, there's no going back to how things were before. Reason 2, loss of trust. Trust is everything to an INFJ. They don't hand it out quickly, and once it's given, it's because they believe you're worth it. But when that trust is broken, it doesn't just bruise, it breaks. And most of the time, it stays broken. To an INFJ, trust isn't just about believing someone won't hurt them. It's about feeling safe. It's about being able to share their thoughts, feelings, and inner world without fear. They don't trust many people with that kind of access. So when they do, it's a serious step. If betrayal happens after that, it sends a clear message: you weren't safe after all. This is why trust is so hard to rebuild with an INFJ. It's not because they want to hold a grudge. It's because they now see a side of you that makes them question everything. Even if the betrayal wasn't huge in someone else's eyes, the meaning behind it matters more to the INFJ. Did you lie? Hide something important? Break a promise? The size of the betrayal isn't the point, the break in trust is. Once that trust is gone, INFJs usually don't forget how it felt. They remember the moment things shifted. They remember how their stomach dropped, how their heart raced, or how they went quiet. That feeling sticks. So even if they forgive you on the surface, the foundation is cracked. And rebuilding it isn't just about words. It would take deep, consistent action over time. Even then, the connection may never be the same. Many INFJs choose to walk away instead. They may do it quietly. They may not explain. But in their mind, they're protecting their peace. Once they feel you're no longer safe for their heart, they'll distance themselves to prevent more harm. That's why betrayal is a breaking point, not just a bump in the road. When you lose an INFJ's trust, you're not just losing a connection. You're losing their belief in you, and that's much harder to earn back. Reason 3. The INFJ door slam. The INFJ door slam is one of the most serious actions this personality type can take, and betrayal is one of the few things that triggers it. When an INFJ decides to door slam someone, it means total emotional and often physical cutoff. And once it's done, it's rarely undone. To outsiders, the door slam can seem cold. One day the INFJ is there, kind, caring, responsive. The next day, they're gone. No messages, no calls, no updates. But this isn't something they do quickly or without thought. In fact, by the time they get to that point, they've likely been hurt for a long time. INFJs are patient by nature. They give second chances. They try to understand. They ask themselves if they're being too sensitive. They even blame themselves at times. But when they reach their limit, the decision is final, and betrayal speeds up that process more than anything else. The door slam is an act of protection. INFJs are naturally empathetic, and that empathy can make them vulnerable. When someone abuses that, the INFJ realizes they need boundaries. Strong ones. So instead of continuing a painful relationship, they shut it off completely. And when they do, they mean it. It's not about revenge or punishment, it's about survival. They have been burned, and now they're closing the door so it doesn't happen again. What makes the door slam so serious is how silent it is. INFJs rarely announce it. They don't make big scenes or post dramatic messages. They just pull back, quietly, fully, and in many cases, forever. The person being cut off might not even understand why at first, but to the INFJ, it's already over. Even if the INFJ misses the person, they won't reopen that door unless something major changes. Their decision is based on logic and emotion combined. It's not impulsive, it's calculated. If they've door slammed you, they likely feel it's the only way to protect their heart and mental health. And here's the part most people don't realize. INFJs mourn that decision deeply. It hurts them too. They don't enjoy cutting people off. It goes against their nature. But once betrayal breaks the trust, they feel they have no other choice. So if you're ever on the edge of losing an INFJ's presence, take it seriously. Their silence isn't nothing, it's everything. And once that door closes, no amount of knocking may open it again. Reason 4. Intense grudges. INFJs don't get angry easily, but when they do, it goes deep. If you betray them, they may never fully let go of it. Even if they stay polite, even if they say they forgive you, something changes. A part of them will always remember what happened, and that memory can quietly turn into a grudge. This isn't about wanting revenge. It's about emotional memory. INFJs remember how people made them feel. They remember the look in your eyes when you lied, the words you used when you turned on them, or the silence you gave when they needed you. Those moments stick, and they become part of how they see you from then on. An INFJ grudge is often silent. They might still smile at you. They might be calm and kind. But inside, they've built a wall. You may not notice it at first, but you'll feel the distance. The energy between you will shift. The warmth will be gone. This can happen even in close relationships. Family, romantic partners, or lifelong friends. INFJs don't lash out or create drama, but the change is real. And most of the time, it's permanent. Once their image of you is damaged by betrayal, they won't see you the same again. Some INFJs even struggle with dark thoughts when deeply hurt. They may imagine ways to get even, not because they plan to act on it, but because they're trying to process how deeply they were wounded. Their strong emotions need an outlet, and sometimes that outlet comes out in fantasy, writing, or deep inner reflection. But even if they don't act on those feelings, the grudge is there. It's a quiet shield. It says, "I won't let you do this to me again." So while they may forgive you in words, they won't forget, and you'll never fully be in their heart the same way again. Reason 5. Heightened sensitivity. INFJs are emotionally sensitive by nature. This doesn't mean they're weak, it means they feel everything more deeply than most people. So when they're betrayed, the emotional impact is often overwhelming. It shakes their entire inner world. They don't just feel hurt, they feel disappointment, confusion, guilt, sadness, anger, and sometimes even shame, all at once. Their minds race, replaying the betrayal over and over, trying to understand how and why it happened. The emotional reaction is intense, because their sensitivity makes even small betrayals feel huge. This emotional depth is what makes INFJs so caring and compassionate. But it also means they don't have thick emotional armor. They're open-hearted. They trust people with their emotions. So when someone breaks that trust, the wound goes straight to the core. Most people can brush off a lie or a letdown. INFJs usually can't. They feel things others might ignore. They might notice a slight change in tone, a missed message, or a broken promise, and they won't just move on. They'll feel it, and they'll remember it. Their sensitivity also means they struggle with hiding their pain. Even if they're trying to act normal, their energy will feel different. Their voice might go flat, their smile might disappear, or they might disappear altogether, needing time alone to process everything. Some INFJs shut down emotionally after being hurt. Others cry in private or write to deal with their feelings. Either way, it takes them a long time to recover, not because they want to drag it out, but because the pain is that strong. Betraying an INFJ is not like hurting just anyone. Their emotional sensitivity turns the experience into something much more personal and intense. You may forget what you did, but they won't. They'll carry it with them, whether they show it or not. Reason 6. Erosion of idealism. INFJs are idealists. They believe in good people, honest love, deep friendships, and strong values. Even if the world shows them otherwise, they hold on to hope. But betrayal can break that part of them, and once it does, it's hard to get it back. Before the betrayal, INFJs usually see the best in others. They want to believe in someone's potential. They focus on people's strengths, not their flaws. That's part of what makes them such supportive friends and loyal partners. But when someone they trust betrays them, that vision gets crushed. The pain isn't just about the lie or the mistake. It's about realizing that the person they believed in wasn't who they thought. That shakes their whole inner world. It's not just a broken heart, it's a broken belief. After a betrayal, INFJs often pull back from people. They may stop opening up. They might become colder, more distant, or more guarded. This change can last a long time, sometimes for the rest of their life. It's not because they want to be distant. It's because they're trying to protect what's left of their heart. Their idealism doesn't disappear right away. But over time, if betrayals happen more than once, they may stop believing in true connection. They might begin to doubt their ability to judge character. They may think, maybe I was wrong about everyone, or maybe I should stop caring so much. This is a big loss for the INFJ. That inner belief in goodness is a core part of who they are. When it's damaged, they don't just lose trust in others, they lose part of themselves. And it hurts. If they do start to rebuild, it takes time. They might learn to be more cautious, to set stronger boundaries, or to love with one foot out the door. But it's never the same. Betraying an INFJ doesn't just end a relationship. It changes how they see you, others, and even themselves. Their scars are deep, their trust is rare, and their heart is something they protect with everything they have. If you have an INFJ in your life, honor that connection. Don't lie to them. Don't break their trust. Because once it's gone, it's not coming back the same. INFJs give love and loyalty with their whole soul. But if you cross that line, you may lose them forever, and they won't look back.